So I had like a 4-day grace period. So I was still chilling, but like the flight home, you could just like feel just the increase of anxiety. And then the second I get home, here's the punishment. $500 is a lot, guys. When I was 9, I thought $500 wasn't shit. Right? That's a lot for a Clash of Clans account. So the punishment was no Christmas. No Christmas presents, right? For like 3 years. Because they did the math, like 500 over 3 years, it's like 175 a year. Yeah, that's his low budget. Nice.
Well, I feel like you gotta go through these things when you're a kid. Like, I actually feel like these experiences teach you a lot of, life experience, I guess, where you begin to learn, oh shit, maybe my actions do have consequences. I have another quick confession. When I was younger, my parents wouldn't let me or any of my brothers play on the console, so the PS3, unless we had A's. If all of our grades were A's, then we could play during the weekdays. But if all of our grades were A's, we were not allowed to play during the weekdays. But there were exceptions, where if I got an A on a test, I could play for that day. So, back in my elementary school, it wouldn't be A, B, C, D. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is a D. 4 is an A. So, one time, in my geography test or some shit, I got a 1, meaning I failed. So on the paper, my teacher put 1, come see me after class. My slick ass saw what pen the teacher was using, and I had the same pen in my pencil case. So I literally just went, turned the 1 into a 4 real quick. I went home that day and I showed it to my parents, being like, yo, look, I'm grinding, bro. Look at me, getting good grades and whatnot. And my parents were so proud of me. They were like, oh, good shit, my son. Then my dad dapped me up like this. Later on, we ended up going to a parent-teacher conference, and my parents were like so happy. They're like, oh, our son, he's killing it, bro. Comes up to the teacher, and the teacher is like, we need to talk. And my parents are like, okay. And he's like, your son is failing. And my dad and my mom looked at me like this. And I was like, yo, bruv, I could explain. Yeah, I ended up getting grounded from that. But I actually did turn it around, to be fair. I worked hard, turned my grades around. But still, I got grounded for moosing my way too. Train's unbelievable story.
I had a good friend at the time that was the son of a very famous Arizona Diamondback player. We met up. I was actually looking for H, and he was like, fuck it, bro, my connect's not awake. Like, just try this. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. He pulls out his pipe, bro, puts the meth in there. We just start smoking it, bro. I'm smoking the whole time on the couch. We're playing MLB on PlayStation. I think we like did it on like a Thursday or Friday. I see it's light outside. I'm thinking it's like Saturday afternoon, right? Get up to check my phone. It's plugged into the kitchen wall. Brother, I have like 362 missed calls from my parents. Right? Like friends calling me. I'm like, what? I'm like, why the fuck do I have 300 missed calls? That's crazy. It's been one fucking day. Like, I checked my phone, bro. It was the next week's Tuesday.
Yo, you know he's not lying either. That story was there were so many details to that story. You know that actually happened. Yo, don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. We went to school with some genuine crazy people.
I feel like the further
Looking for great wine, spirits, and beer fast? Try free and fast curbside pickup at Total.
get away from high school, the more I realize how unique of an experience high school actually was. Like, we were dead ass going to school, eating burgers and milk at 10:30 a.m. with genuine psychos, like real future menaces to society. I remember at my school, there was this kid who would always sit at our table. He wouldn't like talk to us much. We would always talk about some dumb stuff, and he would just be sitting there on his phone giggling at his screen. So one day, I'm like, you know what? Let me be a nice dude. Let me make some new friends. Let me not make him feel alienated. Let me interact with bro. I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, bro, what you watching? He says, oh, yeah, some gore videos. At the time, I didn't really know what that meant. So I'm like, okay, let me watch them with you.
All I'm gonna say is that I had someone like that too. Bro, at 7 in the morning, there would be kids who would just have these videos that he just said and would just airdrop it to people in the halls. So you would check your phone, you'd be like, oh, iPhone is trying to send you something via airdrop. You open it, you're in your French class at 9:20 in the fucking morning, watching someone, you know, get unalived. So crazy to see that this is a universal school experience. I mean, yo, tell me if that happened to you as well, because that was a thing in my school. Funny enough, that kid actually ended up in jail. I have a story about that too. But my school also was kind of absurd. Let me let this guy finish, and then I'll tell you my story.
Tell me why this dude is watching videos. Like, there's a website filled to the brim with videos of people dying.
All right, that's enough. The kid who I was just talking about, we'll name him B, the letter B. This kid would airdrop people in the school just you know, fucked up videos of people, you know, dying. And he would airdrop it to random kids across the school. Random grade 9 kids, teachers even. He would just be sending these videos out anonymously. But, you know, through insider information, we were finding out that, oh, this kid was the one doing it. So this kid had a missing screw in his head, obviously. And honestly, looking back at it, you wouldn't be surprised that someone like this would end up in jail. But this kid also just so happened to be a dealer of, Robux. Okay, let's just say Robux. Use your imagination to what I'm talking about. So this kid, like, would post on his Snapchat story him getting pulled over. Like, every other day, it would feel like he would get suspended from school because of, you know, fights and whatnot. Like, this kid was just a troublemaker, alright? So I graduate high school. I cut off everybody. Legit everybody. I kept maybe 10 people. Everyone else I have not seen since I graduated. Him being one of them. I had to basically be like, okay, I don't want to get on your bad side, so I'm just gonna, you know, shake your hand when I see you in the hallway. I'm not gonna ignore your handshake, because if you ignore a person's handshake, that signifies I have beef with you. Apparently, I don't know, man. We're living in weird times where the tiniest things can set off the most emotionally fragile humans. Anyways, fast forward to 2020. It's now COVID year, so everyone's off the map. Everyone's like, you know, quarantining or whatever. And by December 2020, the gyms started to open up where I live. So I'm like, finally, instead of doing push-ups in my room, I could finally go to the gym. So I go to the gym and I'm with my older brother. And this guy is at the gym, except he's wearing a hood and his strings of the hood are like very pulled up. So all you could see are like his eyes and his nose. So I recognize him because, I don't know, I was just able to recognize his build. And he comes up to me and he's like, oh, yo, Hussein, long time no see, bro. What are you saying? Whatever. And I'm like, oh, you know, just working on some stuff. Because at the time, this is when I had just gotten into like the whole online community on Twitter and whatnot. I didn't explain what I was doing, but I'm like, yo, you know, I'm just doing some stuff, doing my own thing. And he's like, oh, cool. And like, he tries to shake my brother's hand, but my brother just looks away. Because my brother had a feeling that, yo, something's wrong with this guy. This guy's weird. And luckily, my brother's a genius. He was right. Because that day, this guy, that literal same day, he stabbed someone. And then to hide from the public, he decided to go to the gym. I see him walk out of the gym. And I'm now doing